All right, jumping back into this Wednesday edition of the SportsMax Zone, 18-year-old Jamaican triple jump phenom Jaydon Hibbert is still basking in the success of winning the Bowerman, an award presented to the top male and female athletes in U.S. collegiate track and field. Hibbert, who set World Under-20, NCAA and national triple jump records during an unbeaten 2023 collegiate campaign, was presented with the award during a ceremony in Denver, Colorado last Thursday. He's the first Jamaican athlete to win the Bowerman and only the third from the Caribbean. The only blemish on a near-perfect season was a disappointing World Athletics Championships where injury derailed his quest for gold. Still, his 17.87-meter effort in May was the best jump in the world for 2023, while his 17.70 jump in the World Champs prelims was the best mark produced in Budapest. The gold medal winning mark was 17.64 by Hughes Fabrice Zango. Well, not for the first time, but the first time since he won the Bowerman. We welcome Jaydon Hibbert to the SportsMax Zone. He's so accustomed to setting records, and who knows, he may set a record for the most appearances on this show. I think this is going to be his third live on the SportsMax Zone. Jaydon Hibbert, first of all, congratulations on winning the Bowerman Award. And it's been a few days now. How have you been taking it all in?
Well, I just set up my trophy stand over the next side of the room, so it's so gold over there.
It's feeling good. First of all, take us back to that night when you won the Bowerman. I want to get an idea of how confident you were that you would have won it, given the season you had. Yes, you're up against quality competition, two good decathletes, but given the campaign you had at the collegiate level, you must have been extremely confident that, yeah, I'm going to win this.
Right. I was confident, but there was some doubt, given that, I was the youngest, and, you track and field, you just may never know. But it was that speech, it was so well done, but it was so last minute because I wrote it at 12 a.m. of that day, and I just turned off the lights, just blocked out everything, turned off my phone. I just wrote the speech. I say, hey, there are gonna be a lot of people there, so at least be prepared in case. And even when the dude called my name and said that I won, I was filled with so much emotion. But then I had to, scrap it a little bit because I'm saying, oh no, I have to do this speech. I have to do this speech in front of all of these people. But it was really fun because everybody was so receptive of it, and they were clapping along the way, and everything was just super fun. The vibes was right, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I want to get to the speech. I'm really happy that you mentioned that because I know that, you had a lot to say and a lot of good things to say about a number of individuals who have been influential in your development, from Ricky Martin, who first discovered you, to Vaz Prep, to Kingston College and those at Kingston College. Why was it so important for you to point out those individuals as being instrumental in your growth and development as an athlete, and not just as an athlete, but as an individual?
Well, I would say sometimes at the track meets, I can't get to give everybody a shout out. So I saw that this platform was a good one, especially if I won, to give everybody a shout out, and it's pertinent to let the people know where I'm coming from. It's all about inspiration, it's all about the drive and the motive. So Uncle Ricky, once more, I'm super thankful for him because, as I said, he's a blueprint and stuff like that. He saw the talent first, and I'm super grateful for him. I'll always and will forever be. But people have been texting me and say, hey, oh, me not get my big up, and oh, me not get this. I made sure that everybody's name was written on that iPad, and I called it, and everybody felt good, and it was Definitely a really good speech.
Yeah, it was a very good speech, and it's the risk you run when you start calling names that you may just
Yes.
leave out one individual is going to go, hey, I thought I was important to you. So there you go. There was another thing that happened at the award ceremony as well, where there was a special speech coming from the world record holder, Jonathan Edwards. And one, I want to get your thoughts on what that meant to you, but I also want to get an understanding of the type of pressure that it puts on you, because everybody has started to say, including the current world record holder, this is the kid who is going to dominate the event. This is the kid who can break the current world record. And I can only imagine how that impacts you as an 18-year-old.
Well, let me tell you, it's an ultimate goal, okay?
Yeah.
Any athlete, wants a world record, any athlete wants the Olympic record, the Olympic goal. It's a given. For me personally, I just focus on my journey. Thanks to Jonathan for believing in me. Thanks, for the drive, for the motivation. But it is definitely inside. But as I said, I'll take my time. I will enjoy the process and not only make it, oh, I need to break the world record, I need to do this, but this is something I do for fun, like this is something that I find peace in, but I really want to enjoy the moment as it goes. If the world record comes, it comes, God's will. I don't control my career. If I did, I would have broke the world record already, trust me. But it's all a process, and one thing coach always reiterate is enjoy the process and enjoy the moments while it lasts. So thankful to Jonathan, but I'm just enjoying the process right now, and when the World Record comes, it comes. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is such a mature way to look at it, and I wish more athletes would look at things that way, especially the part about enjoying the process, because individuals can get so caught up in what they expect the results to be, that they don't even enjoy what's happening now. And then even when they win, when it's all done, it's not that they're happy for the win. It's almost more like relief, which is not what you want. You want to feel joy in those glorious moments. You want to feel joy in trying to get to those glorious moments. So I think that is such an important lesson for everyone watching this interview today. Let's talk a little bit about Budapest, shall we? Because that must have been disappointing for you, no doubt. I want to get an understanding of how you handled the disappointment of Budapest. You were brilliant in qualifying, and I can only imagine that you must have been thinking, yeah, once I can re-deliver, I'm going to win this gold medal, and then injury.
It's a hard topic.
Yeah.
I tend to not remind myself about it, because for an athlete like me doing this such a young age, especially starting the sport like 2-3 years ago, so premature in triple jump, premature in track and field and the rigors of track and field. Everything right now for me is work in progress and learning progress. I would say it definitely took a toll on my mental, physically too. It was hard. I kind of stopped eating for like 2 days. I was still in shock, even on the field when I realized that, oh no, I'm injured for real. Coach was like, hey, Hibby, you're still him. Hold your head up. You have nothing to be too disappointed about or beat myself up too much because I had a great season or whatever. And was just constantly reminding me that, hey, I did really good. I crossed barriers that most people didn't. And I think that's one of the things that I really reminded myself constantly. And of course, I cried. I cried a bit in my room. I didn't come out. I had to order food because I just didn't want to be in the public. But I made sure that I still supported my teammates, still reposted what they did on Instagram, still showed up for their, award ceremony, people like Wayne. my teammate. But it was really hard. Even today, up to today, I'm still in shock at what happened, but I had to shake it off because a lot of more triple jumpers are coming who weren't there last year, and I had to get it together so that, I can deliver the same or even better this coming season. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something I want to get, because for those of us who were not inside the stadium and watching on television, many of us would not have known what was happening. We saw the initial jump and we saw that everything wasn't okay. But at least from my standpoint, I wondered, okay, maybe it's just a slight cramp and he'll be okay and he'll get to jump again. Was there any point after that where you thought you could still compete? Or was it evident from the outset that this was going to be it?
Yeah. When I when I touched the board and I realized that my muscles kind of grabbed or contracted in a way, and then the constant pain that I felt after the synopsis of everything, I was like, yeah, it's over, Hibby. And then it was somebody in the bleachers threw a random blue lacrosse ball to me and was like, roll out, roll out. I don't know the person. And I just took the ball. My coach was like, roll out, try to, release the area. I was there. He said, get up, see if you can run. This was in the second round, and I had like one more round to at least try and qualify for the top 8 or something. I was there rolling out, rolling out. I tried to call the medic. I rushed. I was really trying to come back, but it wasn't working. And I said, Coach, I can't run. He was like, hey, let's see if we can move it down to at least 12 steps and not the 14 or 10 steps to at least get, in a mark or something. I was like, Coach, it's not worth it and stuff. We have a long year next year. So what it is, and I just accepted the fact that, hey, I'm injured and I just have to get better for the next season.
Yeah, as someone who plays a little bit of sport, I understand that in those situations, those decisions are extremely difficult to make. For others, it can also be easier to make in that moment. What was it for you in that moment? How difficult was it, if any at all, to make the decision?
Well, just like when I walked out the pit and I realized that my muscles are hurting me, my hamstring was hurting me, I was like, what's going on? I felt so good coming into the competition. I warmed up so good. I got my stretch, I got my glute release, I got my hips aligned. I did all, the prehab needed for competition and everything. And when I walked out the pit, I realized my leg was hurting. I was like, no, 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 no. And then coach saw me freaking out, and he was like, "Ibi, calm down, calm down. We're gonna get through this." And I was shouting from the field to the bleachers area so that he can hear me. He was barely hearing me, and I was like, I was shaking. I was in so much anxiety. Like, I was like, I trained so hard for this one moment, and this happened. I was trying to fix the situation, but it was not being fixed. But I just said, hey, I sat down. I said, Coach, just give me 1 minute to think, because my brain was just, it rocked my brain, man. So I said, Coach, give me 1 minute. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to just use and towel him in my bag, wrap around my head. I'm going to pray. I'm going to say, God, I'm going to make this decision. And thanks for the wins, thanks for the losses, thanks for everything. And I just made the decision. And coach said, okay, Hibby, just make sure you watch the guys, cheer them on or whatever, and then walk out with a smile. I can do my little media stuff after, but make sure that I go and get my ultrasound and the necessary rehab. But it was pretty tough pill to swallow, man.
Yeah, I can only imagine. How are you now?
I'm okay. I'm recovering mentally, physically. I'm okay. I'm just preparing for the season.
Yeah, and training has started fully, and there are no ill effects of the injury from Budapest.
No.
Yeah, that's wonderful news. I think the entire world will be happy to hear that, maybe with the exception of the Cubans and Fabrice. But I want to get a quick understanding because, of course, now you're in a unique situation with NIL coming on stream and the opportunity for collegiate athletes to bridge that gap between being a collegiate competitor and being a professional athlete. Do you yet have an understanding of what your season is going to look like next year, collegiate competitions versus professional competitions type thing?
Okay. So most of the stuff is pending because it's college and everything. Everything is pending right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say much, but what I can say is everything is in the process and everything will be all right. I just can't say much right now.
All right, completely understand, completely understand. Jaydon Hibbert, as usual, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Congratulations on an amazing 2023 campaign. Tough pill to swallow in Budapest, but my goodness me, when you think about everything that you've achieved and at just 18 years old, yeah, not even the sky will be the limit for you, young man. And I hope you continue to enjoy the process because, like you said, I think that is so important.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Jaydon Hibbert, Lance Whitaker, what a young man, what a mature individual, not just on the track, in the field, but also in his delivery.
Yeah, and such an engaging personality as well, and almost childlike in his mannerisms.
He is 18.
He's I know, but a lot of 18-year-olds behave like like 30. He's a very he captures your imagination, not only with his quality as a triple jumper, but his personality.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to really, really great things from him. One of the things that impressed me so much, not often we see athletes on scholarships overseas in US colleges come back to represent Jamaica at the Carifta Games.
Yeah.
That's not normal. He did it.
Year.
And he did it in the Bahamas. And I just thought that said a lot about his personality.
And he pushed to do it as well.
Yeah, this is a special guy.
Yeah.
Really
and
special.
He's developing into quite a fashion icon as well.
I can see that, yeah.
Even with the hat that he wore today, and his outfit was quite the rage at the Bowerman Awards as well. So, Jaydon Hibbert, what a youngster. Let's take a break. We're back with more after this.